Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All righty, fans and friends and foes, welcome into our happy hour edition of the JP Peterson Show. Make sure everybody's getting the show right here. We are down at the patio. We'll be here till 6 o'clock, and then, well, the party's already beginning. Folks are already streaming in here to the patio for the pregame of Bucks Eagles tonight, Monday Night Football. We are presented by White Claw. We got $4 White Claw seltzers, $4 White Claw vodka. Always $1 off beer and wine. Great food, fun, and frivolity here at the patio. So come on down and join us at 421 South MacDill, a couple of blocks south of Kennedy. It is going to be rocking tonight in Raymond James Stadium. A sellout crowd, probably 75-25 Bucks Eagles fans. As Philly always travels well, but that's okay. That just makes the leaving all the more sweeter for you, the Buck fans, as they walk out with their tail between their legs, their eagle tails between their legs. But we're going to break it all down for you here. We got some of the guys, the media that are on the way to the stadium. J.C. Allen's going to join us from formerly of Pewter Report, now Sports Illustrated. Is going to join us. T.J. Reeves will join us as well. Buck's sideline guy on his way in to tonight's festivities. This is what it's all about when it comes to the NFL, folks. Monday Night Football. You got the best in the NFC, the Eagles, arguably with the 49ers,
yes,
who have been fantastic this year. The Eagles have not been as good as they were last year, but the roster is better than it was last year. We'll go over the injuries and everything else. I'll say hello to you, Peter Blake. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you doing? Getting ready for Monday Night Football. We're going to be out there and make sure not only are you tuning into this show right now for the pregame, but, of course, for the postgame live from Raymond James Stadium. So we'll have that tonight.
We'll do that for you as well.
Yes.
Right here on all these wonderful Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter destinations. We'll be there for you. So after the game, if you want to hear all that yakety-yak from the national people who have no idea what's going on in Tampa Bay, just join us here, and we'll catch you up with
and phone calls too.
Yeah.
That's
right. We'll take your phone calls. You want to get something off your chest now, then, whenever, hit us up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to give out. Oh, you want me to give out the number? 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391.
I just go like this, and you go like a ventriloquist.
Ready? 727-255-03. Okay. All right. Yeah. Enough of that.
But don't call now because J.C. Allen's calling in, and then
right. Then afterwards we get take.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so let's dig in right away on injuries. James Bradbury, their all-pro corner, is going to start tonight. And JC, we'll hear from him in just a little bit, tweeted out that he's going to start at the nickel corner. They lost their nickel corner last week, Avonte Maddox, to a season-ending pec injury. So now they're going to move Bradbury down inside, probably to take care of Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
And then they're going to put Josh Jobe outside and Darius Slay outside. So that's Mike Evans and Trey Palmer. I'm going to call it right now. Deep shot to Trey Palmer. First half, first quarter, Baker's got to hit it.
I like it.
Hit him in stride.
Right.
To the house.
Well, I tell you right now, I think there's an opportunity there because, like you said, all the injuries to this Eagles secondary, of course, and this is the matchup that a lot of Bucs fans are going to be watching tonight, as they should. Evans, Godwin, you talk about Palmer there, Raheem Jarrett. We haven't really seen a lot of him, but you're exactly right. Palmer has the deep threat. He could definitely break that game open with his deep speed.
Yeah, and so can Mike Evans. I mean, we've seen that as well.
Right.
Mike's an underrated deep ball receiver. I expect Godwin to get a crap ton of targets. He better, although he's my last hope for my fantasy team tonight.
How is your fantasy team doing this weekend?
Getting railed by John Smoltz. Thank you for asking.
Oh, no.
Just railed.
No. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't think Burrow was going to start yesterday. And I wasn't sure Amon Ross St. Brown was going to start. Of course, we have to sit our starters 4 games.
Right.
So you got to pick and choose.
And you got Sam Howell.
Yeah. There's 4 interceptions yesterday. You suck. against the Bills. So he got me 1 point. So yeah, Smoltz is cleaning my clock, and he's got a couple going tonight. So all my shiz talk to Smoltzy on Friday came back to bite me in the ass. I feel very Dion-esque right now.
Yes. Oh, well, that was
Very
the other big
Dion-esque.
story of college football. Florida State takes care of business, although it's in overtime. Scary, but they pull out that win there. And then you also had Dion and Colorado getting their doors blown off, 42-6.
And we're going to get into all that. So if you want to just, talk about or sit back and listen to all the crazy shit that happened yesterday in the NFL.
Yes.
The crazy stuff that happened on just an unbelievable football Saturday. We're going to get into the FSU Clemson game big time. So got all that. We got Rays talk. I'm going to hit a little bit about the political ramifications about the Rays deal. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's like the politicians are finally getting asked questions about giving away $600 million in public money, which evidently now is already up to $900 million. Suddenly. Stu hasn't even gone to one fat check dinner yet on the city, and he's already up to 900. We went from 6 to 900 million. Huh.
It's funny how that works, right?
So
wow.
funny how that works. And I read also that they're selling the public land to the Rays at a discount.
Oh, you don't say.
At a discount.
So you mean that Stu got the best deal for himself and is also getting his cake and eat it too?
So not only $600 to $900 million of public money, I said, let's wait to see what the details, but we're also going to give him a discount on the land price.
Wow. Boy, they are just really just handing it over to him. Roll out the red carpet.
Get the county commissioners out there. Get your pom-poms out. Woo, yeah, we're going to. You know what the deal is? No, just woo. You know how much money you're giving away? No, woo, let's go. The Rays are staying. You have no idea? No, just waving the pom-poms. Rays are staying. Yeah, let's wait till we see the numbers.
I agree.
Let's wait till we see the numbers. But hey, we'll get into that. But let's dive into this game with the Buccaneers and the Eagles. I said this on the morning show today. In college, we call this a program maker.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not quite the same because there's 17 games as professional football. I get it. But this is a Bucs team that is on its next rise to the Super Bowl. The Brady era is over, so now you're moving towards the next. And it's interesting that it's against the Eagles, who kind of did the same thing. They won a Super Bowl, drew back a little bit, went and got their franchise quarterback and Jalen Hurts, and now they're building and ascending again, right? They not last year going to the Super Bowl, falling just short. They still have, in my mind, the best roster in the NFC, if not the NFL. And I think they have underperformed so far this year, which scares me. They still have the best roster. It's a roster, especially in the front seven, that is absolutely terrifying as we get closer to Halloween.
Sure.
It is like Scream.
Yeah.
And you're looking, and this is the problem with where the Bucs are right now, is you've got an interior line of Cody Mock and Robert Hainsey and Gedeke out at right tackle who have not played well.
No.
They've not played well this year. Kate Otten is also PFF grade is way down there. These guys have a hard time blocking. Against this front seven. That's a recipe for disaster. So Dave Canales is going to have to coach his ass off tonight around that matchup, because this is not in the Bucs' favor.
Yeah.
Now you can do that. You can find a way. And here's the good news: no quarterback has performed better under pressure than Baker Mayfield. His numbers under pressure are the best in the past 4 years in the NFL. I'll say that again: 4 years in the first 2 games.
Good stuff.
So listen, he's escaping. He's making plays on the run, something obviously the Bucs haven't seen in quite some time. But is he going to be able to continue that against an athletic and huge front of the Philadelphia Eagles?
We got JC Allen of Sports Illustrated on with us. JC, welcome.
What's going on, guys? How are we doing today?
I'm good. I think this is an opportunity for the Bucs to get a huge win, a confidence-building win for a lot of good young players on a Monday Night Football. Well, everybody can see them, right? They're one of the biggest surprises of this NFL. Tonight is kind of their coming-out party, and they're not going to be on primetime for quite some time. So people will get a first impression and a long impression. What are you expecting?
Yeah, so, prior to the season, you look at week 3 and you're like, oh, that's a loss.
Yeah.
There's no way the Bucs are beating the Eagles.
Right.
After the first 2 weeks, the way the Bucs have played, and specifically the way the Eagles have played, not being able to get that passing game going, they finally got the running game going last week, but the defense hasn't been all there. They've been battling injuries. this looks like a game that now you say, well, maybe the Bucks can win this. It's going to take a collective team effort. There's obviously a lot of talent on that Eagles team. They're getting James Bradbury back as well, which is going to be a big boost for that defensive secondary.
Yep.
But I think when you look at that, there's still ways for this Bucks team to win. But it's going to take a damn near perfect game and a damn near perfectly called game in order to do so.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And specifically, how do you see Canales? And we're going to have his press conference a little bit later on the show here. How do you see him coaching around that bad matchup with his offensive line against that stout front seven of the Eagles?
Well, I think most teams, when you look at it, they're going to try to run the ball. You're not just going to say, well, we can't run the ball, so let's just pass it. They're going to try to run the ball, and that's going to be something that they try to do. The crazy thing is this Buccaneers offensive line has done much better in pass protection than run blocking, specifically the right side of the line with Cody Mock and Luke Gedeke. Gedeke was the 9th best tackle, regardless of side of the ball, last week per Pro Football Focus. Now, again, Yannick Ngakoue is not in pass pro, correct? Yannick Ngakoue is not the same thing as Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick, who will have to be going up against. But it's still really encouraging.
Yeah.
But, they're going to want to try to run the ball, and I think they'll stick with that. It might drive some fans crazy early on, but you just can't abandon it. We've seen what happened in the past with that. So if they do need to move towards a more passing offense, which I think they will, I have hopes that they can move the ball successfully. The biggest question mark to me on that line is Robert Hainsey. He's been pushed around the last 2 weeks. Now he's got to go up against Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter as well, not to mention the things they like to do and swing some of these guys inside on stunts and presses. So he's going to have his handful. They're going to have to double team him a lot. I expect Baker's been at his best in 11 personnel, but I expect a lot more 12 personnel, 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers on the field, 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers on the field. I expect them to have to be in 12 personnel a lot more. I expect a lot of check downs to the running backs. Chip and dips is what I like to call chip the rusher, dip out to the flat for a quick pass completion. So there's ways that it can scheme around it.
Yeah.
Moving the pocket, design RPOs and stuff like that. But it's make no doubt about it, they've got their hands full tonight with this Eagles front seven, one of the best front sevens in the league and one of the best front sevens perhaps the league's seen in a long time.
Yeah.
How surprised are you, JC, of Tristan Wirfs on the left side? Because you look at his Pro Football Focus numbers, they're off the charts. He made this transition from right tackle, now he's left tackle, and you barely hear his name. How surprised are you with Wirfs?
Not too surprised, to be honest. I thought there may have been a little bit of an adjustment period, but after seeing him in that final preseason game for those 3 drives, I was like, yeah, no, there's not going to be any adjustment. So him coming into the season and doing what he's doing, I know the level of dedication he has to his craft. You obviously know the athletic ability that he has and the strength, the power. He's one of the strongest guys in the locker room. I'm not as surprised that he's doing well there. I like I said at the beginning of the season, I don't expect the Pro Bowl, especially not with the left tackles in the NFC. You got Trent Williams is obviously always number 1 there, but I definitely expect him to get recognized, maybe an alternate, and maybe next year a Pro Bowl. But if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he might find himself in that Pro Bowl game or even All-Pro consideration because he's been lights out. He had the 1 false start out of all people on the offensive line. He gets a false start.
That was a shocking development, no doubt about it. J.C. Allen joining us from Sports Illustrated, covers the Buccaneers. He'll be in the press box tonight with us, watching this unfold tonight. From a defensive standpoint, the Bucs have done very well against Jalen Hurts about a couple of years ago, but this is a very different Jalen Hurts. It's a different offense. Shane Steichen, of course, has gone to the Colts, their offensive coordinator from last year. He has not really got on track to A.J. Brown yet this year. You get Devontae Smith. You got Dallas Goedert as a great tight end and a running game with DeAndre Swift, who went for 259 against the Vikings. Holy hell. And a decent offensive line. This is going to test the Bucs defense in so many ways. How do they slow this Eagles offense down?
Well, it starts up front, right? The Bucs have are number 2. Eagles are number 1 against the run. Bucks are number 2.
Yep.
You got to slow down DeAndre Swift in that running game.
Yep.
If you can do that, that makes this team one-dimensional.
Right.
And as you just mentioned, they have not got that passing game going as expected. So I think if you can make them one-dimensional, it greatly increases the odds of coming out with a win. The Bucs secondary is one of the best in the league when they're all healthy and on. They could be getting Carlton Davis back, so
That's a big one.
That's something to watch. He's currently a game-time decision. If they do get him back, I am confident of what I saw from
Zion McCollum.
Zion McCollum. Yeah, sorry, I'm just
That's
pulling in, guys. So I'm scanning my our parking pass here, but
Security.
yeah,
You check that guy. What's he doing here?
I am encouraged by what I've seen so far. And Christian Isian's been playing lights out, so he's been dominant. 1 second, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the poor guy, he's trying to work. We're bothering him here. He's live on the JP Peterson show, and he's trying to check in right now. You got to love that.
Any Eagles fans hanging out in the parking lot? Are they already getting liquored up out there?
I haven't seen them yet.
Aren't they always liquored up?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are liquored up. Ready to fight, unfortunately.
Always ready to fight.
We have a jail for most of you underneath. We only have a few cells, but they'll probably fill them up
hopefully
tonight.
there's not as many hopefully there's not many green jerseys as there were orange last.
Yeah, there were a lot of Bears fans last week. Of course, they all
But I'm
melted
seeing
and
a
were
lot of
gone
Kelly
by
Green
halftime.
out here already. So
Yeah.
No, hey, listen, the Eagles travel. Last week I thought it was about 70-30 Bucks to Bears.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating something similar for Monday Night Football. So whatever, it is what it is. But Buck fans, be loud, be proud, and let's hope this thing doesn't get out of whack. JC, so just wrap it up for us. What's your prediction tonight? What do you think?
yeah, I've been waffling back and forth. For some reason, I feel like the Bucks win this tonight. I didn't put that in my prediction. I just feel good about this Bucks team. Especially if Vea and Carlton go. If they can both go, I think they can pull out the W tonight. It's just this Eagles team hasn't looked great. But I'm going to stick with my score prediction because that's what I put out there. I've got the Eagles winning this game 20-17. But I feel like there's a really good chance. I'm leaning towards a potential Bucks victory tonight. They just got to make sure they follow my keys to Cannon Fire. Check that article out over at sportsillustrated.com. They've got to win in the trenches. They've got to make them one-dimensional, and most importantly, they've got to win the turnover battle. If they're going to have a chance in here, they've got to come away with a few turnovers. The Eagles don't turn it over often. They got to take those opportunities when they come.
All right, JC, great stuff, my friend. We'll see you in the press box and talk to you down the road.
All right, talk to you then.
Yeah, I picked the Bucks the first 2 weeks. I'm not picking them tonight. I think I think the Eagles win this one 31-24.
I think it's certainly possible. I mean, again,
You say 31-27.
Yeah.
Because I think the Bucks will cover the number, which has gone from 6.5 to 5.5.
Interesting, because we heard that from Harry the Greek here just a couple of days ago, how that line was going to move a little bit. And I think it also comes down to if Carlton Davis plays, and it's a game-time decision. But, what percentage is Carlton Davis going to be at? He had a week off, didn't really practice that much. You need Carlton Davis to be that top 10 corner, that top 5 corner versus an A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. And I think that's the matchup that really concerns me besides what you're talking about, the offensive line doing a great job against, Philly's front 7.
Yeah, and the problem is it's a toe injury.
Yeah.
And in that position, it's all about change of direction, right? You got a big toe injury. It's just hard to make those quality cuts and those stops and starts that you're going to have to do if you're one-on-one with A.J. Brown or one-on-one with Devontae Smith. I mean, that's a lot to ask. So how, you put him out there, hopefully he's 100%.
Yeah.
And he can be the best cover guy that we have because he is. He's our best man-to-man guy. He makes big plays in big situations. He's big-bodied. He can stay with AJ. He can run with with Devontae. So, that's why he gets paid $17 million a year. You got to step up in games like this, and they've got to be able to put him out on an island to give Todd Bowles some options inside to bring more rushers or bring some exotics. That's gonna mess up Jalen Hurts. Look, he had, I think Jalen had 3 interceptions the last time he played him. So Bowles knows a little bit how to bait him.
Yep.
How to bait him into some picks. That's important. So
Yep.
it's going to be a very interesting chess match tonight between the coordinators.
And is it a foreshadowing of things to come? Because that offense is struggling right now, so maybe that Bucs defense can give them more struggles. Maybe you have more drama, a la Keyshawn Johnson going against John Gruden. Maybe you have A.J. Brown going after Jalen Hurts or the coach tonight. Just saying that defense can be that frustrating. I want to go out to this comment really quick, and then I guess we'll hit a break. Greg says, Ola from Costa Rica, I'm not sold on White as a lead runner. Bucs need a big back who will punish a defense. How do you feel about that? All the way from Costa Rica, by the way.
Yeah, howdy there, Greg. Appreciate that, man. When we need to get the hell out of here, I'll be spending some time with you down there. Head for the hills.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, most of the people from there are coming up here anyway.
That's it.
So, listen, I like Rachaad White. I like what I've seen. Last week, I think, is just the tip of the iceberg. I think he's a good back. You always need more than one. I'll be interested to see what we see from some of the other guys. Obviously, we lost a running back last week. Chase Edmonds is down now. Keyshawn Vaughn may have to step up. Obviously, Sean Tucker. What does he give the Bucs tonight? You know, that's going to be a big part of it. They've got to run the football to win this game tonight. That's part of the equation. And sometimes when you got, big guys like Jordan Davis at 6'4", 345 up front, Jalen Carter, 6'4", 313, Fletcher Cox. You got to get those guys out. You got to get outside, make them run side to side, run that outside zone, get the jet sweeps going, see what you could do on the outside run, because just running straight ahead in zone, I don't know how effective that's going to be.
Against both of those big bodies in the middle there, Jalen Carter and, of course, Jordan Davis. But you're exactly right. The guards, Matt Filer, you got to step up tonight. Hansley, we talked about him. The rookie has to step up tonight. Can't be just Tristan Wirfs and Luke Gedeke on the outside. It has to be your interior line. If you want to be a physically opposing team at the point of attack, here's your test tonight, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Here's your test.
And that, if you can win this game, if you can win this game tonight, we talk about building for the future, and your young players can go out and go up against this roster and hold their own. And even if you play them tough to a 4-point ball game, I think that gives you confidence moving forward. Look, don't be fooled, folks. The Bucs are 2-0. The teams they've beaten are a combined 0-6. Okay, I'm not apologizing for any of the wins. You go on the road and you beat Minnesota, who gave the Eagles all they could handle. By the way,
sure.
It's a big win. It's a good win. You win at home against the Bears. Look, the Bears were awful yesterday. All right, they were so awful that they had to put the biggest pop superstar in a box just so people would watch the game. That's the only. If you're wondering why Tay-Tay showed up in Kansas City, because everybody knew it was going to be 40-0, and there had to be some reason for people to tune in.
They preempted the game. It was so bad.
This is going to be so bad that the Bears are here against the best team in the league.
Right.
What can we do to make people watch this game? I got it.
You're conspiracy theorists. Are you trying to tell me that that's a manufactured relationship?
Dude, NFL script writing.
Welcome to Hollywood, by the way.
Well, we know the NFL scripts this all out.
Sure they do.
They're like, hey, I got it. Week 3, the Bears are going to get their ass kicked. How about we put out in the offseason that Travis Kelce's trying to get Tay-Tay's number or get his number? Remember that?
Yes.
And he's like, oh, didn't happen.
As the world turns.
And then suddenly in week 3, not week 1.
Right.
Not week 2.
Week 3.
Week 3 when they're playing the Bears. Keyword being weak. How are we going to get people to watch? Let's put the biggest superstar in the world up in a box next to Mama Kelce, and people will tune in. And guess what? There you have it.
There you go.
Completely manufactured relationship. Well, all about the NFL, all about the clicks.
She's meeting the mom. So when you meet the mom, that's usually
breakup song soon to come.
Right. Or grounds for a serious
relationship.
It be
called travesty?
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Damn.
Or
you're on it today.
Or I heard somebody else do travesty. Here's mine.
There's okay.
Trailer trash.
Wow.
Because that's their
I
combined
heard Traveler.
Name.
I heard Traveler. That's their name.
Their combined name, Trailer.
Right.
So when he dumps her, he's their trailer trash.
Wow. Trailer trash.
See what I did there?
You did.
See what I did there?
Creative, my
so
friend.
People said travesty will be the song. No, it'll be trailer trash.
The Traveler, she could call herself.
The
because
Traveler.
she's had a lot of relationships. So let's put it out there like that.
That's what I'm here for, folks. I'm just making sense of the
very
world
creative.
For you people.
Very creative
how
there,
the hell
JP.
How the hell does Travis Kelce, Travis Kelce, all right? He's a meathead. Taylor Swift is a very introspective, super smart, evolved human being.
Right. Well, wasn't
I don't
it the
think
same,
I would say that about Travis Kelce.
Wasn't it the same guy on social media that actually admitted to not paying for anything for his ex-girlfriend? That's who you want to be with? He actually admitted to not paying for dates, not paying for anything.
With this last?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't going to fly.
And that's definitely not going to fly.
Not
How does that
Taylor
work?
can't afford it.
I get that, but
really, like,
there's
who
a
picks up
man's
the check?
responsibility here.
Who picks up the check?
I mean, I guess dating is different these days.
You know what's sad?
What's
you know
up?
who picks up the check?
Who?
Who's ever paying them?
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she didn't pay for that ticket yesterday.
Probably
in the
didn't.
box.
Nope.
So I think the NFL or Mama Kelsey picked that tab up.
Celebrity privilege, my friend. Celebrity privilege.
Yeah, they go to a restaurant. You think they're paying, and they think they're getting a check. They're not even getting a check.
When's the last time Travis Kelce paid for dinner or drink in Kansas City?
Well, clearly never.
Never.
Based on
Well,
that,
obviously.
Yeah.
But even on a date with his ex-girlfriend, he didn't pay for it.
Look, as you guys know, I'm a Swiftie. My daughter and I have a connection with Taylor Swift music.
Right.
We go to all the concerts. You know, I'm a Swiftie. I'm disappointed in her.
Why? It's
He's
Travis.
a meathead,
It's
'cause
Travis
he's a
Kelce.
meathead.
He's an engaging public figure right now. He was on Saturday Night Live. He's funny. He did. You got to fight
He's
for
funny?
your right to party.
You think
Well,
he's funny?
To Kansas City Chiefs fans, he's funny.
If
I
you're,
mean,
if you're in the low IQ neighborhood, yeah, I guess that's funny.
listen, it's
Travis Kelce funny. Like I find him so annoying.
When you did that, it just made me laugh. So
Like my girlfriend,
maybe I'm wrong in
Ashley,
the humor.
when that stupid commercial comes on, the Chunky Soup one,
Yeah.
where his ringtone is Travis Kelce is the champion. She's like, oh, like nails on a chalkboard, and she's right. It's nails on a chalkboard.
Okay, so you prefer Donovan
He's a
McNabb and his mother for the Chunky Soup, which, by the way, Donovan
without
McNabb
question.
represented
Without
that,
question. Anybody
and not
else.
only in the Super Bowl, but also against Rondé Barber, your buddy tonight, who's
That's
getting
right.
honored.
Rondé in the house.
And 2006, remember when he was throwing up because Rondé Barber intercepted him, took him back to the house, and they kicked that what?
I think he threw up in the Super Bowl.
Well, also
But
I thought he
probably
threw.
he
I
hoed after that.
I also
pick six
thought
he threw.
yes, and I also thought he threw up in Raymond James Stadium. Yes,
Did he?
yes, he did.
Is he a vomiting
He's a puker.
offender?
He's a power
He's a
puker too, probably.
He's a puker.
Yeah, he's a puker.
Yeah, wow.
Puking up all that soup. Yeah, see, this
Wow.
is what I'm here for.
Right. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
useless knowledge of Donovan McNabb and his puke habits.
All right. I think TJ Reed's going to call in. So
Yes.
let's hit a break. And then we'll come back on the other side. Hopefully get TJ on his way to the stadium. We're live at the patio. All kinds of entertaining stuff. We got the fan mic right here. So you can come in and talk some shiz with us right here. Whatever you want to say. $4 White Claw seltzers, $4 White Claw vodkas. We're getting a crowd. Get here early to get your seats in this beautiful outdoor bar here beneath the palm trees at the patio. Stay with us. JP here for my good friends at Italiano Insurance, and they did it again. Once again, Italiano Insurance stepping up with the best customer service. I was in a bind. My old insurance company, my auto insurance, jacked up my rates, so I called Charity at Italiano Insurance, and she stayed till 9:30 at night until she got my insurance done. And guess what? She searched all these companies for me. I didn't do the work. She did. Saved me $1,000 on my annual premium. $1,000, folks. That's real money. And that's what you get at Italiano Insurance. Great customer service. And here's another note for you, by the way, with hurricane season up. 40% of people in Florida are underinsured. That means if you have something happen during a hurricane and you need replacement costs, you're going to get 40% less than you deserve. Can't let that happen. Call the folks at Italiano Insurance and get them to help you out in both those regards. They will save you money and keep you insured properly. That's 813-877-7799. Great folks in the community, been doing it for over 60 years. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799.
Are you experiencing those feelings of getting older, lower sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, or you just don't feel like you had the vitality you once had? It's a chronic problem here in the United States. You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well, so do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Look, testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability, not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Folks, I've been on testosterone therapy for over 6 years, and it is a life changer. You will feel and look better than you did 10 years ago. Give them a call at 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. Tell them JP sent you for priority scheduling. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group, Jeeves. Call for a free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. We're local, we're trusted. The law firm brings over 80 years of combined legal experience focusing on clients in Tampa Bay, the state of Florida, and national class action cases. If you're injured, get that free case evaluation, no cost to you. The Jeeves Law Group's focus is on auto, truck, and motorcycle accidents, as well as class action and consumer protection law. Scott Jeeves is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. You hear him on the show all the time. Great guy, big Gator fan, and great for the community. The Jeeves Law Group is a highly skilled team with years of experience that will apply their skills, expertise, and knowledge to assist individuals who have been in an accident with compensation for damages, lost wages, medical expenses, pain and suffering, and property damage. Get that free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES.
Coming back at you. Now, more with JP on FanStream Sports. It's only just begun.
Back to the JP Peterson Show, live from the patio. We're our Monday Night Football pre-party here and during party and post-party. You're looking for a place to watch the game tonight, why not come on down to the patio? We are presented by White Claw, $4 White Claw seltzers and vodkas all night long. So come join us so you don't have to pay those ridiculous prices at other sports bars. And I do mean ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Everything is ridiculous these days.
Well, a man doesn't have to worry about that because he's clean as a whistle, and I don't think he's had a drop of alcohol his entire life. The great TJ Reeves joining us on his way, sober as can be, to the Buccaneers-Eagles game. Probably the only guy driving sober, especially those Eagles fans. What's up, partner? How are you?
You're always putting my business in the street. You're right.
There
have been times where the Buccaneers might have driven me to drink, but I was tempted and did not partake. But happy Monday. Happy Monday Night Football. Our current status update, breaking news. I am off the southbound Veterans Expressway with about 279 of my closest friends all trying to get off at the same time on the Hillsborough Avenue exit to head towards RJS. The Goodyear blimp literally floating by as we speak.
Nice.
I do not believe it took off from Tampa International because it looked like it was coming from the west. So I don't know if it would have been at St. Pete Clearwater Airport or where it was.
But the Goodyear
maybe the Goodyear blimp, in the house tonight for the blimp shots.
That's a throwback.
ABC. Yeah, that is a throwback. That is a throwback.
That's like an Orange Bowl throwback. Black Sunday.
Wow.
Whole deal.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter. Wait. Peter Blake has no idea of what you speak, but an excellent action thriller. Black Sunday from the late 1970s.
Yes.
Bruce Dern, hello, is the bad guy, the father of Laura Dern, who Peter might know later as the blonde actress in many things. She is recently one of the actors in the Star Wars new reboots, and she has the purple hair, Peter. Laura Dern.
Okay.
So Laura Dern's dad, as we totally digress, Bruce Dern is the bad guy in Black Sunday who's going to kill everybody with the Goodyear blimp at the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
That's the premise of the movie. Cowboys, Steelers.
He comes down in with the Goodyear blimp. The gondola underneath is filled with poison darts, like a million poison
and they're going to
darts.
kill everybody. And so now I'm not going to ruin the movie.
Into the crowd.
Is that Travolta's first movie, by the way?
No, not Travolta.
But this is an action thriller, late 70s special effects. So Peter, there's your homework assignment. Go find Black Sunday, Goodyear blimp.
Goodyear blimp.
Okay.
All right. We digress. All right. So you're heading there. Let's just give me a little feel for, take us somewhere where most people don't get to go, TJ. Monday Night Football, big game for the Buccaneers. You're on the sidelines. All the stars are there, minus Taylor Swift, who might be there. I don't know. What's it like down there?
Well, okay, so the first thing, and you've done this many a time with the pregame stuff, is you got celebs every which direction, and a lot of times it's Buccaneer royalty. Like, I will be shocked. I know they're honoring Rondé tonight, but for a good part of this game, especially like the first half, Warren Sapp will be standing down there. Derek Brooks will be standing down there. That does not get old. Tony Dungy potentially in the house because he obviously coached Rondé in the early part of his career, and it's not a Sunday where his Sunday night football duties are over. I can't say that for sure, but it never gets old standing around those people. And then suddenly you're standing around like professional wrestlers. Now I'm speaking Peter's language. I'm standing there one of these primetime games. It may not have been a Monday night game, but Rory McIlroy is standing next to me in a Buccaneer jersey because he's a big Man U guy.
Kenny
and he came to a
Chesney
Buccaneer
probably
game.
Be there?
Oh, so you got all kinds of celebs that are hanging, and then ESPN literally has a platoon of about 679 people at the game. I mean, you can't believe, guys. Peter, that photo you put on social media, that's because the truck for Monday Night Football was already there Saturday. Am I right?
Yes.
For the USF game.
Yeah.
They have had 903 people here since like Saturday morning setting up for Monday night. That's how you know the magnitude of what they're doing with the army of people for all the equipment, the cameras, the cables they have, the audio they have. It's amazing the number of people that are here. And the other thing is you've got national broadcasts. Not only ESPN Deportes is doing the game, but like Westwood One is doing the Monday night game. So you've got all kinds of extra media that are down there. So it definitely has the big game feel just before everything gets underway with all that mayhem.
We just talked about 2006. Do you remember that game? Because I remember Donovan McNabb also losing his cookies because we were talking about chicken soup. See, I told you. And then, of course, 62-yard field goal by Matt Bryant. Talk about that memory from 2006.
And Rondé Barber, 2 pick sixes in the game, which was basically most of the offense. Not just one, but 2 pick sixes in that 06 game. And you're right, Donovan, as I often like to use the cliche, left it all on the field again that day during one segment of the game. Here's what I vividly remember about the 62-yard field goal. They had an entire group of Eagles fans that somehow got their hands on the tickets right to the right of the pirate ship. As you're looking at what would that be, the northeast corner of the end zone, there had to be 1,000 Eagle fans that were right in the same section, and they're going bonkers the whole time. And the Eagles scored like in the final 40 seconds or 30 seconds of the game to take the lead. And those people are going bonkers. All right. And then your guy, JP, Bruce Gradkowski, completes a pass or two to get the ball near midfield. And now you're going to have a chance at 61 or 62 yards. And the 2 things I remember, I'm on about the 30-yard line, TV left of the Buccaneer bench. The sound that ball made off his foot sounded differently. I mean, he kicked it, and it was like a cannon blast. That's the first thing. The next thing is it took like an extra second or a second and a half to get there because it was so stinking long.
Yeah.
And the thing I vividly remember the most is those Eagle fans jumping up and down in my vision as the ball's going towards the goalpost. And when that thing went through and everybody's screaming, I'm looking right at all of them, and they look like somebody just stole Christmas morning standing there. That's what I vividly remember about 06 on the field. So you asked for the story, and I'll even follow up the story with Grandpa Reeves, Thomas Reeves Sr. He was to fly that night somewhere after the game. He's in that north end zone in the heat, smelling like a bowling shoe, 100 degrees, even in whenever that was, October, I believe it was, 2006. So he's flying that night, and in the terminal where he was is all Eagle fans, and they're all sunburned, and they're all dejected, and he's like, this is the perfect way to end the day because they all have nothing they can say after that 62-yard field goal. So how about that for a story on the FanStream JP pregame show?
That was phenomenal, TJ Reeves. That was one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. But wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay, top it.
This doesn't
Top it.
happen. I got a topper.
Oh, you do?
You think I can top that?
Please.
And
Please.
you guys can judge at home if this is better, but I think you'll like it. So I'm also working the sidelines for NBC Sunday Night Football. I'm doing sideline interviews, post-game interviews that we sent back to Bob Costas and the boys.
Yeah.
They would edit them up, right?
Sure.
So I'm speaking with the producer in New York, and he's like, okay, yeah, go get Donovan, stand right next to Donovan. He's going to be the player of the game because he had a great game. So just do the post-game interview with Donovan, once his kick, blah, 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 and then complete a pass. And I'm like, I'm standing right next to Donovan. And all of his entourage, all of his PR entourage, and they're sitting there like, oh, and then they're like, and I'm listening. I'm on the phone with the NBC producer, and then we hear the thump, and he goes, and the NBC producer goes, holy effing shit. He goes like this. He goes, F Donovan, go get Matt. And I go, sorry,
Yes.
Boys, gotta go.
That is a story. I cannot
he
top
looked at me like, you mother. I literally looked at him and said, sorry, boys, gotta go.
That's
and me and the camera guy go sprinting across the field, and we get Matt Baker, and everybody's like mugging him. And I get in there, I'm like boxing people out, and I'm like, I did the interview, sent it back, and NBC absolutely freaking loved it. Got a handwritten note from David Neal of NBC Sports that said, hell of a job, well done, see you soon. Contract never came, but that's
I know, but you got to find that video of you talking to Matt Bryant.
It's on my resume tape. It's on my resume.
We got to play on the show.
We got to play that on the show, and you have topped me because you were next to Donovan McNabb when that happened.
Sorry, boys. Gotta go.
And the best is you can verify the thump of that football.
Yes.
Am I exaggerating?
No.
I still hear it right now in my mind while I'm sitting here talking to you. No, I still remember that.
It was like a cannon shot. It was like a cannon shot.
And it was like a movie because it took an extra second or two to go through because it was so far away. And, yeah, I'm with you because then John Gruden's running to the middle of the field to shake hands with Andy Reid, and I'm like, happy post-game show. We're going to have some fun on this one. Beautiful. Beautiful. All at the expense of the Eagles. We love it.
All right, so back to this game tonight. I'm on record as picking the Bucs first 2 weeks. I'm not picking them tonight. I think they lose 31-27.
Are you trying to ruin my Monday before I ever get there? That you're just coming right out with that?
I got to make a pick. I'm trying to be objective.
Our
games are won in the trenches. I think our offensive line still has a ways to go. They have the best defensive line. If some way Canales can coach around this deficit, he's freaking coach of the week. But we'll see. I like the Monday Night Magic. You're at home. Home dogs on Monday night are awesome. So, but I think it's a lot to overcome. I don't think Eagles have played their best football. So that's where I'm going. I hate to be a Debbie Downer after that great effing story I just told, but
I know, right? You got to carry that over, that momentum. And I was actually what you hear in the background is me trying to be a producer on air to try to find that resume. And of course, YouTube didn't want any of it at all. They're going to play their commercials, and it's going to interrupt the show. We're not going to do that.
Play it like tomorrow. Play it for the aftermath. All right. So back to your premise, you believe that the Buccaneer offensive line is going to have trouble, if not big trouble, from the Eagles' front seven.
Yes.
But I flipped that coin over, and I believe the Philadelphia Eagles are mistaken if they believe they're going to run this right at the Buccaneer front seven with much success. Now, maybe Hurts can make plays with his feet that Justin Fields did not make last week, but I think that's a big crux to this game is if Philadelphia can't run the football, then that is big advantage Buccaneers, as I try not to have an accident in the middle of Hillsborough Avenue and the Veterans exit, because there are literally 17 people trying to run the light and go left eastbound of the stadium. But we have navigated successfully, interactively on FanStream JP's pregame. I think, though, if they cannot run the football, especially early on in the game, big advantage Buccaneers. And you got to do what you did to Fields for the most part last week. Do not let him make the 10, 15, 20 or more yard play with his feet. They did a great job of that. This is a different animal. Hurts is a better quarterback. We'll see. But I think that's just as big a challenge. Let's see the Eagles run it against the Buccaneer front seven, because this is not the Minnesota front seven or even the New England front seven that they rented on the first couple of weeks.
I love it. He is TJ Reeves. He is Bucks sideline guy. Tell us where we can get all your great content. Nothing But Bucks podcast, all that good stuff.
Oh, you got that. Nothing But Bucks podcast will be out tomorrow. If you want me tomorrow morning, let me know. I know you're going to have a chaotic morning.
Of course.
Let me know.
Yes.
98 Rock, we are on the air now locally. So when we're done here on the JP Show, come find us on 98 Rock. We are live for the 2.5 hours leading up to the game. The game just after 7:15. Again, it's an odd start time. A lot of people have been asking me that yesterday and today. That is because of the double header.
Yeah.
And again, the game is on ABC with Joe Buck, Troy Aikman and company on ABC nationally. The ESPN game is in the normal slot at 8:15. That's the Bengals and Rams. We don't really care about that per se. So we get done a little earlier tonight. So when you're leaving the stadium, et cetera, and in addition to watching JP and Peter, I'll be on doing live post-game interviews. Despite the fact that my longtime media friend is trying to ruin my post-game experience tonight, I want a happy post-game show on Buccaneers Radio, JP Peterson. Let's hope I get one.
I hope I'm wrong.
Let's hope
23-20 Tampa Bay. There you go.
Let's hope. I'll break the tie, and I'll go like Buccaneers in a higher scoring game, like 31-27, like 30-27, 34-31. I think there's a lot of points tonight.
Smart money is on the Bucks. Smart money's on the Bucks tonight. So,
we'll see. But anyway, it will not be dull. There's a lot of great history for this organization against the other organization. A lot of these guys, a lot of these Buccaneer players beat the Eagles and beat Hurts twice 2 years ago. So this talk that, Jalen Hurts and they beat him twice. They beat him on Thursday Night Football in Philadelphia and then bludgeoned them in a game that was 31-0 in the fourth quarter in the playoff game. So there's a lot of Buccaneers that were part of that. We'll see.
A lot of the same people in a lot of the same places. Not Jalen Carter and not Jordan Davis.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
And AJ Brown. And AJ Brown is obviously a big key, and he is new.
Smith. Yeah, him too.
Devontae Smith. Let's see. Let's line it up and see. Let's see if Jalen Hurts will throw the ball to the Buccaneers a couple times tonight, and then you got to catch it. Let's see what happens.
That's the key right there. That's the key. Thanks, TJ. Appreciate it. Be safe. Be safe.
All right, kids. Great to be with you. Great stories. We'll talk to you soon. In fact, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
I topped TJ Reeves in a story contest. That's a highlight of my career.
That's pretty impressive in itself. It really is.
That's a highlight of my career right now.
That's a highlight of your career?
That's one of the highlights, right up there with doing that Matt Bryant interview.
Well, and then also you got
NBC
Swamp
Sports.
Kings, where you actually came out.
Sunday Night Football, though.
That's amazing you did
20,
that.
30 million people.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of people.
I mean, what's the pressure? Like, just going to talk about that a little bit. What's the pressure? Like, where does it go where you're like, okay, we're going to interview Donovan McNabb. Now we're trying to get Matt Bryant. Well, what's that all like? And you got Eagles fans coming in here right now with the Foles jersey on. You got Dawkins in the house. We got
two Nick Foles jerseys.
Kelly green, and then you got the dark green.
We got to get these jamokes on the air.
Yeah, speaking of
we definitely got to get these jamokes. Stay tuned for fireworks here at the patio.
Yeah.
These jackasses are going to try to say some stupid shit.
Of course they are.
No. Listen, there's no pressure. I'm holding the microphone, for God's sakes. I'm not kicking the ball. I mean, that doesn't faze me.
No.
For whatever reason.
You don't get into you're not into that moment at that point. No. You don't realize
now, I did do a live shot when Chris Sims was on death's door.
With the spleen against Carolina.
St. Joseph Hospital. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Julius Shepard.
The freaking producer puts mixed minus in my ear. If you don't know what that means, but when you there's a thing called mixed minus, and they're supposed to take that out of your ear, so you don't hear yourself talking back to yourself on a 1.5-second delay in front of 30 million people.
That's terrible.
And I literally told the producer, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting feedback, mixed minus. Make sure you hit that button. There's a little button on the audio board you got to push.
Yeah.
In local news, sometimes the $15 an hour person screws it up. It's understandable.
It's just the one button.
This dude's working in New York. A union contract, making about $350, and a bro can't, leaves me hanging out there with talking back to myself and Bob Costas at the same time. But did not miss a beat.
Good stuff.
That's
You're the man.
That's my career highlight. Did not miss a beat. Wasn't at my animated self, but for God's sakes, he was dying in the hospital. I didn't need to be.
Right.
But
you can't be excited. It can't be like me
No.
and Bob Barker.
No,
The
I
Bucks,
didn't-
Chris
I
Simmons.
didn't blah, 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 blah,
Right,
which
right.
I could have done listening to myself back in my ear. So
Right.
and I'm like, you son of a bitch, you left me hanging out. And I'm like, do I yell at the NBC producer now? And it's like these guys, you get to yell at them.
Yeah.
But whatever. No. So that was
Ever yell
I
at a
got that
producer?
on the resume reel as well. You can
I
play
know.
that one.
I need to get it. I'm going to work on that tonight when I get home at
All right.
probably 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back on the other side. We're down here live at the patio for a big Monday Night Football party presented by White Claw. $4 seltzers, $4 vodkas, $1 off beer and wine. Great folks here. Great staff. Great atmosphere. It's filling up already. You got to come on down, get your tables, get your bar spots underneath these beautiful palm trees right here. What a better spot to watch the game on a cool, beautiful night if you don't have a ticket.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll fill you in on tickets when we come back. We're here at the patio. Come on down and join us. Stay with us.
Old coins sitting around the house. Well, the Golden Diamond Source will purchase a variety of different types of coins and bullion. Their gold buying program includes sterling silver, silver, platinum, and watches. They also accept unusual pieces that other jewelry stores do not, such as gold bars and sterling silver flatware. The list of items they do accept is far more extensive than those they don't, so check it out. While you're there, you can check out the largest collection of any family-owned jewelry store in the country, especially with summer coming to an end. The holidays are right around the corner. Never too early to start your holiday shopping, especially if you're planning on getting engaged or have any birthdays or anniversaries coming up. Come on in and find out what buying jewelry should be like with an expert staff of gold and diamond jewelry enthusiasts. And the best part, they treat you like family. And if you're worrying about price, don't. The Golden Diamond Source has something for everyone's budget. They even have a layaway. If you stop in and get your favorite piece now, you can have it paid off by Christmas. Plus, you can even finance your purchase with 0% interest for up to 5 years, and you can get a $5,000 diamond for only $83 a month. It's the greatest folks in the world, Julie and Steve Weintraub, the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
JP here for my good friends at Italiano Insurance, and they did it again. Once again, Italiano Insurance stepping up with the best customer service. I was in a bind. My old insurance company, my auto insurance, jacked up my rates, so I called Charity at Italiano Insurance, and she stayed till 9:30 at night until she got my insurance done. And guess what? She searched all these companies for me. I didn't do the work. She did. Saved me $1,000 on my annual premium. $1,000, folks. That's real money. And that's what you get at Italiano Insurance. Great customer service. And here's another note for you, by the way, with hurricane season up. 40% of people in Florida are underinsured. That means if you have something happen during a hurricane and you need replacement costs, you're going to get 40% less than you deserve. Can't let that happen. Call the folks at Italiano Insurance and get them to help you out in both those regards. They will save you money and keep you insured properly. That's 813-877-7799. Great folks in the community, been doing it for over 60 years. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799.
Well, Fitz the mortgage guy did it again. A listener heard his ad, was going to another big bank, but called Scott Fitzgerald at American Mortgage Services of Tampa, and Fitz saved him $618 on his monthly payment. Are you kidding me? Folks, that's big money. Rates are going up, they're going down, they're going all over the place. Scott will shop your loan and save you lender fees and get the best rates. Email him, scott@amstampa.com, or call 813-294-7595. That's Fitz the mortgage guy. Lots of stuff going on right now, and these rates are going all over the place. You need somebody knowledgeable in the market that will work hard for you and get you the best deal. That's my man, Scott. He's done 3 loans for me, done thousands of loans for local folks here, works with a lot of the coaches and players in the area. He's the guy. 813-294-7595, or go to scott@amstampa.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show with JP on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here at the patio, brought to you by Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. The great Chris Lugo is here as well, so we're going to chat with him in just a second. And we are locating those videos just to prove.
Yes, I'm trying to find them.
bullshitting.
I'm on the case here.
All
right. So I'll go ahead and get Chris in here real quick.
right. You go do some research on those
I got you.
Go to the JP Peterson YouTube.
That's what I do.
Resume reel from about 6-7 years ago.
I'll write it down. I got 8 years ago. I will write it down for you. All right,
Write
here we
it
go.
down.
Yes.
Don't forget, come on down to the patio, folks. We got $4 White Claw seltzers and White Claw vodkas. Just come on down. Starting to fill up here. We got some great seats out under the stars. You'll want to get over here. And if you're going to bet the game, all right, it's 5.5. I think most places. Buccaneers as a home underdog on a Monday night. That's about a 68, 69% winner, typically. Home dogs on a Monday night. So if you got to play the game, I'll give you that. If I were you, I'd tease the Buccaneers 5.5 up to what do you get? You get about 12.5. Yes, 11.5, and then you can take the under to like 50 plus. I would do that. How are you, Chris Lugo, Bay Area Modern Medical Center, my friend?
I'm unbelievable. How you been?
I'm good. I live for this. It's Monday Night Football.
Right.
We leave here. I'll head over there. I'm going to hang out on the sideline with all the celebs that'll be down there. Who knows? We might be. I don't think we're seeing Taylor Swift.
Probably not.
But there'll be some big celebs.
Yeah, I don't think she's a Eagles fan, so.
No, I don't think he. Where did she grow up? She grew up in Nashville.
I think so.
So she's a Titans fan.
Probably.
But a Chiefs fan now.
She's probably a California girl by now, though.
Yeah, well, she's dating Travis Kelce. You know this, right?
Okay.
The world knows this.
What time is it?
You've been working a lot, haven't you?
It's Monday, right?
Yeah, you've been working a lot.
It won't last long, but that's beside the point. It's not going to last long.
That's what I said. So everybody says like the breakup album is going to be called Travesty.
There you go. I like that.
But mine I came up with Trailer Trash. Because their combo name, I've been told by my girlfriend Ashley, is Trailer.
Okay, that makes sense.
Taylor, yeah. So then it's Trailer Trash as she breaks up with him and writes her new song. Yeah, trashes them. Yeah. So that's how that's going to work. And everybody's happy. So how are you?
I'm good.
What's going on at Bay Area Modern Medical Center?
Same old stuff, different day. Weight loss. Everybody trying to lose weight.
All right, I'm down 6 pounds.
Good.
From 2.5 weeks ago. I'm doing a fast every Tuesday, Thursday, if I can make it Saturday. So, and that's produced a couple of pounds a week. So
good.
I feel lighter. Now, unfortunately, I got a little sick, got a little congestion going for about a week and a half, but I think I'm past it. But you know what that was from? Not sleeping. At 2 nights I didn't sleep, and what do you know, like clockwork.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's huge. We talk about it all the time. It's the 800-pound gorilla no one wants to talk about, but it's
sleep.
It moves mountains. It really does.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that, because this is a time when there's what is that thing going around, by the way? It's congestion. It's COVID. It's
COVID.
What? Is it COVID? I don't think I had COVID. Yeah. Does COVID just give you congestion?
It does. Right now, that's what I'm hearing a lot of is just congestion. Everyone's freaking out because they're testing positive. They're calling me going, do I need ivermectin? I'm like, you sound pretty good. How do you feel? I feel fine. I think I need it because I have COVID. I'm like, not necessarily the truth. So, but yeah, a lot of congestion is what I'm hearing at this point in time. But haven't heard any cases in the past week, knock on wood, or maybe people just aren't freaking out about it.
Yeah, I didn't get tested. I didn't feel bad. I felt congested. That was it.
Yeah.
I had a sore throat for about 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then just nuisance congestion.
But there's also other crap going around. Kids are back in school, so let the spreading of germs begin.
The flu is back?
Flu is going to be back here in probably about a month or so. Well, for us, at least. Unless you're traveling up north, it might be a little sooner.
All right, so we just got the form from school. There's probably a lot of parents out there listening to this. Do you want to get your kid the flu vaccine at school?
The flu shot, you mean?
Yeah, they actually literally call it on the form a flu vaccine. That's the first thing I said.
Yeah.
My man, Chris Lugo, says it's not a flu vaccine, but yet the form that you get from the school system says it's a flu vaccine.
Yeah.
Roll
Polio
of the
vaccines
eyes. Yeah.
Prevents polio. The polio no longer exists, right? It's the polio vaccine. These things still arise every year, but we want to call it a vaccine, but it's not really. It's just a shot to help mitigate the severity of the disease.
So we declined it. Said, no, we're good. We're not. Kids don't need a flu shot. They're healthy kids. So we're going to decline it. What would you recommend to people out there?
Wash your hands. If you're sick, stay home. Don't.
I mean, in terms of the vaccine, would you want your kid to get the quote vaccine or flu shot administered at school. We passed on it.
From my perspective, I've never given my kids the flu shot before. I never had it when I was growing up. Did you have it when you grew up?
Never had a flu
shot.
shot.
Was always around.
Never had the flu.
I'm in the military still, so we still love ourselves some shots. So we do get it every year. Also in the hospital, we'd like to give the shot out. So if not, you got to wear a mask. It is not a big deal, but it used to be a big deal back in the day. Today it's common knowledge to wear one. But I get it because I'm in the military, and it's frowned upon if you don't get it. But that's because I work for Uncle Sam. I have a different boss.
But for your kids, you pass.
Yeah, they don't need it. I don't think they need it.
I think that's all you need to know right there.
Correct, yeah.
All right, so
stay healthy.
In terms of weight loss, the True Body machine, tell me a little bit about that, how that's working.
True Body is working really well. That's the True Sculpt and True Flex combined together. That's 15-minute procedures each, treatments each, but they work remarkably together. You see results a lot quicker.
And how does it work?
So True Sculpt is using radio frequency ablation, basically, using heat, quote unquote. We're bringing up the temperature of the skin roughly 43 degrees Celsius, which is 112 degrees Fahrenheit. That will go down to the layers below that, to the adipose tissue, to basically melt that fat away. It'll lyse open, pop open that fat cell, macrophage, little Pac-Man come in there, eat the remnants. That's a 12-week process in which it takes. That's why we like to complement it with True Flex, which is the muscle building, 30% muscle building, but that's a once-a-week treatment for 6 weeks in a row.
And you're getting great results with that?
Great results, yes. Yeah. They really do complement each other really well.
And to get an appointment for that, BAMMC.com.
Yeah, go online.
All right, before you go, 22-7, Gators beat Charlotte a week after beating Tennessee. Big win.
Okay.
We'll give you the big win.
I don't know if I call it a big win, but okay.
Over Tennessee, you beat Tennessee. They're 11th ranked team. That's a big win.
The season's
then you followed up with a less than stellar 22-7 thumping at home of Charlotte.
We'll see. Let's see what the next few weeks play out. I'm pragmatic here. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm pragmatic.
Are you still in the Billy Napier camp? You good?
I haven't turned on him yet. Let's put it that way.
That was a less than enthusiastic endorsement, if I may be
come on.
kind.
He's still working on his staff and working on his players.
All right.
Yeah.
Who you got tonight? Bucks Eagles.
Ooh, man.
Lifelong Tampa Bay resident.
Born and raised.
Buccaneer fan.
Born and raised here. So you got to go with the Bucks. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
But I love the Bucks defense right now. And Baker's playing great, I think.
Yeah.
Someone poo-pooed him the other day, and I'm like, you're on crack.
Yeah. Baker's playing fantastic football.
I think
he can only do what he, look, they haven't beat anybody, so to speak. Both the teams they've beaten are combined 0-6. The Bears are awful.
Right.
But you win. You win who's on your schedule.
But that also gives you a little bit of swag, and it also gives you a little more confidence that you're going to be able to.
Listen, home dogs on Monday night are traditionally 60, 69, 70% winners.
And guess what? It's hot.
It is hot.
And up in Philadelphia, right?
It's
right
now.
Cool down up there. Those guys are going to come down here and play in some heat at nighttime with this humidity right now. I think that temperature plays a factor in this game.
Well, you're a doctor. You would know.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Chris, thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it.
You gonna have a tequila or two here at the patio?
Yeah, just one.
Okay, just one.
Just one.
That's why it's all he's allowed to have. Right, BAMMC.com. If you want to lose weight, you want to lean up, you want to make sure your immune system is kicking with all this stuff that's going around, call him. He's the man.
No magic pills. It's multifactorial.
That's multifactorial, much like football games.
Exactly.
Multifactorial. 100%. I'm going to have to start using that.
There you go.
Multifactorial. Thank you, partner.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. All right. You guys can call in if you would like. We'll take a quick break here, come back on the other side. We're going to talk some college football. If you have not heard the Deion Sanders post game from this week, you got to hear it. It's fun. It's fun. If you have not heard Mike Norvell on the field after the win at Clemson, you got to hear it. It's fun. So we will bring you both of those things. If you have not heard Mike Norvell, if you might even hear after the win at Clemson. I don't know why I can hear myself talking back to me. But we got some good stuff coming your way right after this. Stay with us. That was like the mixed minus I heard.
Yeah, right, exactly. Trying to relive that. Okay, hold on a sec.
Do you have any old coins sitting around the house? Well, the Gold and Diamond Source will purchase a variety of different types of coins and bullion. Their gold buying program includes sterling silver, silver, platinum, and watches. They also accept unusual pieces that other jewelry stores do not, such as gold bars and sterling silver flatware. The list of items they do accept is far more extensive than those they don't, so check it out. While you're there, you can check out the largest collection of any family-owned jewelry store in the country, especially with summer coming to an end. The holidays are right around the corner. Never too early to start your holiday shopping, especially if you're planning on getting engaged or have any birthdays or anniversaries coming up. Come on in and find out what buying jewelry should be like with an expert staff of gold and diamond jewelry enthusiasts. And the best part, they treat you like family. And if you're worrying about price, don't. The Gold and Diamond Source has something for everyone's budget. They even have a layaway. If you stop in and get your favorite piece now, you can have it paid off by Christmas. Plus, you can even finance your purchase with 0% interest for up to 5 years, and you can get a $5,000 diamond for only $83 a month. It's the greatest folks in the world, Julie and Steve Weintraub, the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Hey guys, are you experiencing those feelings of getting older, lower sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, or you just don't feel like you had the vitality you once had? It's a chronic problem here in the United States. You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well, so do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Look, testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability, not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Folks, I've been on testosterone therapy for over 6 years, and it is a life changer. You will feel and look better than you did 10 years ago. Give them a call at 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. Tell them JP sent you for priority scheduling. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group, Jeeves. Call for a free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. We're local, we're trusted. The law firm brings over 80 years of combined legal experience focusing on clients in Tampa Bay, the state of Florida, and national class action cases. If you're injured, get that free case evaluation, no cost to you. The Jeeves Law Group's focus is on auto, truck, and motorcycle accidents, as well as class action and consumer protection law. Scott Jeeves is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. You hear him on the show all the time. Great guy, big Gator fan, and great for the community. The Jeeves Law Group is a highly skilled team with years of experience that will apply their skills, expertise, and knowledge to assist individuals who have been in an accident with compensation for damages, lost wages, medical expenses, pain and suffering, and property damage. Get that free case evaluation, 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES.
Coming back at you. Now, more with JP on FanStream Sports. It's only just begun.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we come to you live from the Patio Monday Night Football Party. We're here each and every Monday. By the way, we've got some Rays T-shirts here.
I know. You got Bucks
Parade
fans over here. You got Philly Eagle fans over here. You guys are scared to come over here on the fan mic? I mean, come on,
Got a
Eagle
fan
fans.
mic? Come on out.
Come on, Bucks fans. Hopefully they can hear me out there. I got to scream, I guess. I don't know.
Come on down.
Yeah.
If you want, we got the fan mic. You want to talk all the crap you want to talk, it's right here for you. Send it on out to the world, our global audience. We got people in Costa Rica.
Love it.
Listening and watching today. Got people in Sweden listening and watching. I don't know who that is.
Sweden. Nice.
I have
Okay.
no idea who that might be, but some people in the Philippines.
Wow.
Saw that.
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing. They must be Buck fans. Probably probably armed forces folks.
Okay.
Yeah. All over the place.
Nice. Very nice.
All right. Some of the comments coming in from our good friend Thomas Casper. Bucks won the last game at the Vet. The first game at the Link was there for both of them, by the way, both with a live Eagle Stallone as Rocky Balboa. I was there for both of those, by the way.
Okay. 2003 is when they open up the link
Yep.
with Joe Jaravicius catching the ball to himself.
Yes, that was
17 to nothing. No, 17-0. Completely dominant.
Yeah, and we were the Super Bowl champions and had to open up on the road.
Yes.
Remember that bull
Yes,
crap?
it was bull. It was absolute bull spit, as another radio
Yes,
personality
and
would say.
Bucks
Yes.
took it to him that particular night.
They did.
Yeah, we've owned the Eagles. We won the last 4 matchups, I believe.
Yeah, and I tell you right now, if not for Jaravicius and Alstott going down early in that season, I think there's a lot of Bucs fans that thought they could repeat. That's how difficult it is to repeat.
By the way, just saw Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Showing up to the game. You know what he's wearing?
Rondé
Barber jersey.
Love it.
Baker Mayfield walking in with his briefcase in his Rondé Barber jersey.
So basically he's saying, I'm all business tonight. I'm about Rondé shutting him down.
That's a troll job.
Love it.
That is a troll job of troll jobs to Eagle fans.
I thought you lost that with Brady, and now you got that back with Baker. It's good.
Some swag. I love that.
Definitely.
As John Kincaid, Philadelphia radio icon, was on our show on Friday, said no one, and I mean no one, haunts Philly fan more than Rondé Barber. The ghost of Rondé. Well, it won't even be the ghost. It'll be actually Rondé Barber at the game, on the sidelines.
Love it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. By the way, I did not know this. My good friend Scott Fitzgerald from American Mortgage Services texting me saying Taylor Swift grew up a Eagles fan. That's what I thought. She grew up in Philadelphia.
Wow.
An Eagles fan.
So then I guess the controversy is when she gets done with Travis, is she going to go to the brother Jason because he's on the Eagles? Well, I'm just asking the question. That's all. Did I offend somebody by that? I mean, like it hasn't happened before.
And the Kelsey. I don't know. Tight ends are, pretty good looking guys.
Right.
They're svelte.
Well, there are some women out there.
Linemen, not so much.
They like the bigger guys because when it gets cold.
I'm for that. Yes, of course. Those bigger guys are much more to grab onto.
Well, there you go. Cuddle with, I guess.
Yeah. We'll heat it up, too.
Not down here in Florida. It never gets cold. It seems like it's always hot. But
trade him in for the bro.
There you go. There's your story right there.
Trailer trash move right there.
These are the days of our lives.
Yeah. What else we got?
Sands to the hourglass.
What else we got? Bucks have done well in no huddle. Do you think we'll see more of this? They better tonight because when you got a big front line like that, you want to tire them out. Absolutely.
And somebody says they agree with that one. I don't know. That's probably a big guy.
All right, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Big guys unite.
Likes a big guy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's listen in to Dave Canales. We'll be here, putting in our 2 cents as we listen to it live with you, because I think Dave Canales, offense coordinator, is a huge part of this game tonight. Listen, every week you line up, you're going to have certain matchup. The NFL is a matchup league, right? Week to week matchup league. What is it? How do you match up Cowboys against the Cardinals? Bad matchup for the Cowboys with all their offensive linemen down. It led to a shocking win. So it's a matchup league. So how does Dave Canales coach around the clear advantage of Eagles front seven against a developing offensive line? We'll just say that, a developing offensive line. So let's listen into Dave Canales as he met the media this week.
Their defense. You're also going up against a defensive coordinator in coaching the side that you're familiar with going back to Seattle. What can you tell us about him, and how much more of a chess match does that make it with the game within the game?
Well, good question. So Sean and I got to spend a good amount of time together, just bouncing off thoughts about structure of defense and different things like that. He's really sharp. Played against him in 21 in Chicago, came to Seattle, snow game. And he had some cool stuff for us. He had some great adjustments for, every situation. It just seemed like it was tailor-made. It didn't feel like he was just calling, plays out of a hat necessarily or just rotating calls. They're very specific, very intentional. So it'd be a good challenge.
So you normally have a lot of energy.
Rock Friday right there.
Friday here. And it's such a big game. Do you yourself even have to contain yourself knowing you still have a couple of days until this big game?
I don't think of it like that. Honestly, every day is a gift. Every day is a blessing. So I just wake up. I'm excited. I pop up, look at the clock. D&D says 1st and 10. Got a new set of downs, and just kind of approach every day like that. And hopefully bring that to the building. That can be refreshing for guys who might be having a rough day or something like that. So just that kind of perspective, I don't think of the long haul or this is a short week or a long week. What do we need to get done? What's our preparation got to look like? Just as we take as long as we need to make sure we have the call sheet filled long enough to reach the floor.
How much does it help you to now have had 2 full games as a play caller? You can prepare for that for a decade or more, but the actual practice of going through it and figuring out the rhythm and the cadence of it, how much more comfortable are you with that now, 2 weeks in?
Yeah, it was great. So still we haven't had like a real normal week other than last week, because the week before we had a bunch of time to prepare for what we thought maybe the Vikings were going to do, really didn't know, and then still surprised us, Then you go to a normal week. So last week was kind of the litmus test, and there was a lot of just conversations with, I have a lot of veteran coaches on our staff, Tom Moore, Goody, Joe, guys who have been around, Skip Pete. So, just like end of the week coming to them saying, okay, how could we do this better from a game plan, time management standpoint? What was the communication like? And they gave me great feedback as far as like when to. So really like the scheduling of the week was really challenging, and then the play calling, of course, for me is just getting to know what Mike looks like on game day, for 2 weeks, and Chris, and Rashad and the O-line group, and of course everybody involved, just kind of feeling what guys actually went on game day, not just plays we've been practicing for camp.
You guys ran the ball better last week. This team is first against the run.
Yeah.
They're very deep on the front seven. So what kind of a challenge does that bring when you know you want to run it? But that's
yeah, the challenge is just for me is to maintain the discipline of stick with it. It will work. We've played some great fronts over the years in Seattle, and the games where even if it's a little bit hard early on, you just got to stick with the balance and rhythm of the way you call the plays, trying to be balanced on 1st and 10, second into different situations. Having the run-pass balance is really critical. So then it's really more about the type of runs, that we'll get into as far as the number of, so to speak. Because what they would love for you to do, just like the Niners, they'd love for you to do is just like, we just got to drop back and pass it. Well, that's a really good rush front, So just being disciplined to stick with it.
With Chase Edmonds going on IR, do you foresee more of a reliance on Rashad White, or is this a larger opportunity for Sean Tucker and possibly Keyshawn Vaughn as well?
Yeah, huge opportunity for those guys, right? Just a lot of carries to go around, 60 some odd runs in the first 2 games. So just being able to carry the load. I'm excited for Sneak. Guys really worked his tail off, all camp, and to get this opportunity is huge for him.
Your offense has started really efficient this year. You guys have been really good off third down.
Appreciate it.
Why do you think that is so far? And then, going against the Eagles on Monday night, what do you think you're going to need to do well in order to keep that going?
I don't want to give too much, but just, the success of it is just having simple answers for potentially dangerous looks and fronts and things. And that's what we've had. It's really just trying to be able to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands on a good play, not just get it out of his hands just cause. So Brad Idzik, he's our third down guru. So he's the guy that's kind of putting all those formations together, coming up with simple answers for Baker, making sure we communicate it throughout. He's doing a fantastic job.
Is there anything about Baker? You've always been very positive about Baker.
Yeah.
He's been here the whole off season, but his numbers, he's among the top 2, 3 in the NFL right now. I know it's only 2 games.
Yeah.
Is there anything that he's actually doing that's actually wowing you or surprising you?
I feel his experience. I feel that he's seen every defense that you could possibly run at this point in his career. He's seen every blitz. He's seen every pass concept. He's had 9 play callers. So he's got such a wealth of knowledge in the pass game, answers for different things,
No wonder he's developed
different pressures. Playing in that division when he was in Cleveland for as long as he did, that was a gnarly division defensively. Like, they bring some – I know when we were in Seattle, whenever we would play any team from that division, it was like an all-out, just like, no holds barred, gloves off, defensive pressures and things like that. So he's accustomed to it. He's cool. He regroups, and at the end of the day, he's trusting us. Like, you don't have to. We're not having to prove anything, right? Just complete the pass, And so he did a fantastic job. I think we were 12 of 13 completions on third down last week, which gives you a chance to have success.
How about that?
Wow. Has kind of played into his ability to avoid sacks and kind of scramble and fight for some extra yards. Because there were some great moments where he was getting past defenders, extending the play, and then the offense was able to get some points out of it.
I wouldn't say experience. I mean, just watch his college tape. I think that's always been him. So that's kind of a cool thing he brings to the game. So, and we're on the good side of it, and his reactions and getting out of trouble.
Earlier you mentioned all the experience you have around you to support you as a play caller, but just for you from your perspective, a few weeks into this, is there anything that's been surprising or anything that maybe you didn't expect about being a play caller that's come up?
A lot. Yeah, I can't really, hone out everything. Let me say that right now for me. Everything is new. Situations come up in games. It's the first time I felt that and have to make that decision every week from preseason through the last 2 games. For me, every week is like this new thing. It's like, okay, what can I take away from this? And a bunch of dudes have been coordinators. Jeff Castle, our quality control, has been a coordinator. So I'll have him look at the call sheets like, does this make sense the way I'm organizing this? Is there a better way? John Van Dam was a coordinator at one point, Joe, Goody, Tom, obviously. So, just a lot of different cool things. For me, even the ones that I kind of screw up a little bit, like it's still a great learning opportunity.
Mike Evans had a big day.
Glad he's kidding.
Shot play on top of that. Where do those come from? And I know it seems like Baker is really.
Byron Leftwich last year, you mean?
All the reps in the
No,
offseason,
not at all.
with Mike
I got.
But like on Sunday, where did some of those big plays come from?
Run on first down for 30 times.
Right coverage, right call.
Yeah. Just looking at how did Minnesota play us, what worked for them, probably going to see a little bit of it this week. So just making sure we had answers for it. And then we did. And we had a couple that we just missed to Chris, So really just kind of like, okay, if teams want to play this game, we're going to run the ball for 150 yards, and then we're going to put stress on the shell. So if you want to just make it a cover 2 game, we're going to have answers. So that was great because then Bake took advantage of it. Yes, and we adjusted quicker this week than the week before. It took a couple of drives.
It's probably the most.
But then honestly,
thing
just
about
like
this coaching staff,
really just how magnificent Mike
in the
is
second half
on game day makes those plays come to life. 2 of them were. It could have been just a completion tackled right there. Could have been an incomplete. He turns them into massive plays. And so just being able to see that, front row seat to
knock
that,
the defensive back
has been
off
fun.
the ball, grab it, and
About
run for
the
another.
offensive line and the job they've done with pass protection.
Fantastic. Yeah, and this goes back to the philosophy of what we do. Not a lot of our plays are taking more than 2.7 seconds. So, like yesterday in practice, it's like
Quick
the
tempo.
rhythm just flows just like that. The decisions are such that the ball should come out even to a check down in less than 3. So they feel more confident and comfortable to be able to set and be aggressive on these defensive linemen as they trust that Baker's going to make a quick decision, get the ball out, scramble, and do those things. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about what they're doing.
You guys don't always want to give us the names for things, but you've got a new look that's a 4x1, and you had the first down throw to Mike on the right side, but then you had kind of the screen to Rashad the second time. Is there a name for that, or?
Not really. Just we have tags for backs to go one way or another, but it's not like a special, its own deal. Maybe it should be though. You got any suggestions? We got a 4x and a bunch. Could start with a B. Bling.
A bunch.
That would be a good one, huh? Bling.
Bling.
Wow.
Go with that.
Bucks. I don't know.
Bucks.
Bruce.
Bruce.
That'd be good. Bruce package.
Bruce. Oh.
Wow.
Mommy's not gonna like that one. Oh, he's not here anymore. We're good.
Yeah, the scheme is really good. The
He does
front
his
is
podcast
fantastic. Couple of veteran players back there in the secondary, who've seen it all. Same thing you talk about Baker. Those guys have seen it all. And then, and just the style of the whole team, and what Coach Sirianni has done there. They play hard. Talked about the Bears last week. They played hard, and so those are the biggest challenges right now that I feel.
All right, there you go. So we're back here on the JP Peterson Show. I'm your host, Peter Blake.
That was interesting on so many levels.
Yes.
I love his press conferences. He's so candid. And, he's just got a lot of – it's just calmness. There's a logic, and everything fits. I mean, last year listening to that buffoon, if I may be candid here.
Yes.
Nice guy, Byron Leftwich, but those press conferences were complete buffoonery.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
And, you got to be able – that's why you're there. You're there to discuss with the media, conduit to the fans, so people can get a feeling for, what you're doing. Is this guy in charge? Does he know what he's doing? And every time you listen to one of those press conferences, you walked away going, this guy's clueless. Like without Bruce Arians, I don't know what the hell's going on. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. This offense is so dysfunctional. There was no rhyme or reason to it. And listen, look, the Bucs are 2-0. They're not going to be undefeated. They're going to go through some hard times this year. And these press conferences are going to be way different than they are right now.
Right.
But I will submit to you that at least they're going to make sense. And the guy's going to be accountable. And he's going to say, I effed up here and I effed up here, because he's confident enough and self-assured enough to be able to admit that he was wrong. And guess what? It's football. You're going to get beat. You're going to be wrong. You're going to make wrong decisions. If there are media members here that are just waiting for you to admit you're wrong and gotcha and jump on you, screw you. You should be able to understand that you're not going to win every game, that you're going to make bad calls, but your good calls should be more than your bad ones. As a coordinator, your job is to make your team better than the talent that you have. That's called good coaching, to put your talent in the best position to win. And so far, from what I've seen from Dave Canales, he's done a phenomenal job at that.
He's charismatic.
And like I've said this from the very beginning, to me, he's the key to this game tonight. He's got to find ways to coach around that advantage of their front seven against our developing offensive line. And you mentioned good ones know how to do it.
Yeah, you mentioned it last week with the 4x1 with Rashard White on fourth down, spreading it out. We have not seen those type of looks here in the last 2 to 3 years. So
you could see these plays when you put on the all-22 and you can see the concept of them and go, oh, I see what they're doing there. This is why this worked. Whereas you would watch stuff in the red zone last year of the route concepts.
Awful.
And you're just like, what the, like, there's no picking going on here. You're not running a zone beater. You're not running a man beater against the man. Like, what are you running? Like, it's just blah. And it was nobody open, no time to throw, which is why the Bucs were like the worst red zone team in the league last year. Whereas you look at like the 3rd and 4, where they had a light box and they decided to run the ball with Rashad White up inside, get that double team with Wirfs and Filer, who move people. Okay, there's your concept. Those two guys are going to double team and move and that's a good concept. I see what you're doing there. Doesn't mean it's going to work all the time, but I can see the concept that you're doing. 4x1 out there. You got a running back and guys that are big out in front of him blocking to get that big. Was it 4th down or 3rd down?
It's 4th down.
4th down.
Yeah, big time 4th down.
Huge play.
Yeah.
You see the concept. You outflank them. Great. That worked well. And that's what you want to see from your coordinator.
That's it. And I get what JC's saying about the 12 personnel, but I would think they would go with that personnel also because you want to spread out the Eagles, because the Eagles and that secondary, that's not the matchup. See, I feel like the Eagles want you to go with the 12 personnal. They want you to do
here's
that.
The deal.
Spread them out.
You're putting in 2 players, God bless him, and Cade Otton and Ko Keefe, who are, Cade Otton can't block me at this point. He's better, but he can't block anybody.
We should have that on the show. We should some type of
he'd kill me. But like he ain't killing Hassan Reddick tonight. I can tell you that.
Well, that's
like
the
guys
matchup.
are like you want to try to go toe to toe and go inside. You're playing into their strengths.
Right.
No, I'm with you. Spread it out. Get these big guys out of there. You're gonna have to take out one of these big defensive linemen. Spread it out if you're gonna run the football. Get to the outside quick and get away from these big guys in the interior advantage that they have. And that's what I expect Dave Canales to do. He's going to live on the outsides tonight.
And if there is pressure up the interior or on the outside, we've seen Baker last week, even though it's the Bears, we've seen him how many times escape sacks. So he's able to do that. He's able to still create, different animal with this Eagles front seven. I tell you right now, I want to hear from some Bucs fans. I mean, Bucs predictions tonight, key players, 727-255. 0391-727-255, 0391. Get on the phone lines here on the JP Peterson Show live from the patio.
All right, let's take a quick break. I want to come back and talk some college football. There were some big games over the weekend. FSU with a huge win over Clemson. We'll hear from Mike Norvell. Colorado gets their ass handed to them, which we kind of saw coming from Dan Lanning in Oregon. The Cinderella story is over. Yes, it is. Well, and we'll hear from Dion, his retort after this. We're live at the patio, brought to you by White Claw, Bay Area Modern Medical Center. $4 seltzers tonight, White Claw seltzers and vodka. Come on down to join us.
Fitz the mortgage guy did it again. A listener heard his ad, was going to another big bank, but called Scott Fitzgerald at American Mortgage Services of Tampa, and Fitz saved him $618 on his monthly payment. Are you kidding me? Folks, that's big money. Rates are going up, they're going down, they're going all over the place. Scott will shop your loan and save you lender fees and get the best rates. Email him, scott@amstampa.com, or call 813-294-7595. That's Fitz the mortgage guy. Lots of stuff going on right now, and these rates are going all over the place. You need somebody knowledgeable in the market that will work hard for you and get you the best deal. That's my man, Scott. He's done 3 loans for me, done thousands of loans for local folks here, works with a lot of the coaches and players in the area. He's the guy. 813-294-7595, or go to scott@amstampa.com. Have any old coins sitting around the house? Well, the Golden Diamond Source will purchase a variety of different types of coins and bullion. Their gold buying program includes sterling silver, silver, platinum, and watches. They also accept unusual pieces that other jewelry stores do not, such as gold bars and sterling silver flatware. The list of items they do accept is far more extensive than those they don't, so check it out. While you're there, you can check out the largest collection of any family-owned jewelry store in the country, especially with summer coming to an end. The holidays are right around the corner. Never too early to start your holiday shopping, especially if you're planning on getting engaged or have any birthdays or anniversaries coming up. Come on in and find out what buying jewelry should be like with an expert staff of gold and diamond jewelry enthusiasts. And the best part, they treat you like family. And if you're worrying about price, don't. The Golden Diamond Source has something for everyone's budget. They even have a layaway. If you stop in and get your favorite piece now, you can have it paid off by Christmas. Plus, you can even finance your purchase with 0% interest for up to 5 years, and you can get a $5,000 diamond for only $83 a month. It's the greatest folks in the world, Julie and Steve Weintraub, the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
JP here for my good friends at Italiano Insurance, and they did it again. Once again, Italiano Insurance stepping up with the best customer service. I was in a bind. My old insurance company, my auto insurance, jacked up my rates, so I called Charity at Italiano Insurance, and she stayed till 9:30 at night until she got my insurance done. And guess what? She searched all these companies for me. I didn't do the work. She did. Saved me $1,000 on my annual premium. $1,000, folks. That's real money. And that's what you get at Italiano Insurance. Great customer service. And here's another note for you, by the way, with hurricane season up. 40% of people in Florida are underinsured. That means if you have something happen during a hurricane and you need replacement costs, you're going to get 40% less than you deserve. Can't let that happen. Call the folks at Italiano Insurance and get them to help you out in both those regards. They will save you money and keep you insured properly. That's 813-877-7799. Great folks in the community, been doing it for over 60 years. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799.
Pure Sports. JP is back on.
Welcome back.
FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. I'm Peter Blake, along with Mr. JP Peterson, live here from the patio. All kinds of Eagle fans over there, some Bucks fans. I'm just waiting for somebody to come over here, JP, and get on that
All
fan
right, I'll
mic.
go get him. I was doing a little client relations there.
I see that.
So we'll talk a little college football here. We'll throw it to Mike Norvell. I'll go get some of those
Okay, all right.
knuckleheads and see if we can spice this thing up a little bit.
Sounds good. All right, here we go.
No, wait.
Oh, my bad. Well, I thought you were going to go to there. I thought
We're
you were
going to
going
set it up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Like at 90, a lot of these people don't even know who Mike Norvell is.
Oh, FSU coach after the big win over Clemson, 31.
FSU beats Clemson
Yeah.
at Clemson.
a nooner on Saturday, and look, they didn't play their best football. It was about a C+, B- performance.
Oh, great.
I think Clemson played really, really well. They're a good football team. Anybody that goes into Clemson and wins, like Duke, you're doing something. It's not easy. And they were fired up. This was the game of the year for them, not the Duke game, by the way. That wasn't they thought they could just win that one. They didn't. That made this one even bigger. So you got Clemson's best shot, their best crowd, the whole everything. You did not play your best football, and you still came out with a dub. So if you're FSU, and listen, we can nitpick that the offense was vanilla. Jordan wasn't great. I think he was injured in the second half. His left shoulder was bad. I think he injured his finger.
Is that a big worry for you going forward?
No, it's not. It's not a serious. They got a bye week. Virginia Tech. It's like this is the time for self-scouting, like the Bucs did in 2020 after they lost to Kansas City, but they found something. They found the FSU coaches need to do that self-scouting, get this offense. Use Jaheim Bell. Use Trey Benson. Use Teofili. Get not just Keon Coleman, jump balls to Johnny Wilson. Get the 2 tight ends involved. Get a more diverse running game going. Get Jordan in the run game going a little bit more. Make this a better football team, a more multi-dimensional offensive team. Defensively, they're not playing well. They're not playing well defensively right now. It was okay. They made the big play against Clemson.
Yes.
You came up with a huge, huge play to get the touchdown that changed the whole game, won the game. That was your shot. But you give up 429 yards to a Clemson team that's not that dynamic. You give up a lot of third downs, key plays. Adam Fuller, their defensive coordinator, needs to be better. But this is nitpicking. You're 4-0. You got to win over LSU on the road, basically, neutral site. You got to win over Clemson on the road. As good a resume as anybody's got in the nation right now. You're not a finished product. Your best football is ahead of you. But, God damn it, Mike Norvell is 10-0. He's 10-0 in his last 10 games.
Wow.
So he has turned this thing around in meteoric fashion, and I'm here for it. If you have a problem with Mike Norvell and you're an FSU fan, that's a you problem. Because all that stuff I just mentioned is nitpicking. But they'll fix it. They better fix it, or they're not going to win a national championship. And they may not win one this year, but at least they're in the conversation probably a couple of years early. Now, with that set up,
I got you.
Here's your head coach, Mike Norvell.
In a game where you never led in regulation, what did you learn about your team, specifically your defense, with that final stand?
What a response. And, we talk about that all the time. These guys have incredible heart. They played, I told them it was going to take 60 minutes, and then going in overtime, it took a few more. But just love what I saw from our guys. Never panicked. Just continue to play. There's some, obviously some ugly moments, but, they just continued to fight and did what we needed to do to get the win.
Speaking of heart, Jordan Travis pressured a lot in the first half. What kind of guts did you see from your quarterback down the stretch?
Well, he's a winner, and he's just such a great leader for this team. The way our guys compete, the way that they continue to push. This has been a hard-earned win, something we've been working for 4 years, and just so proud to see our team come on the road, be able to get it done.
Right.
Wow.
You said that Clemson is the benchmark program in the ACC. You just beat them. What does that say about what you are building here at Florida State?
We're going to continue on our climb every day, just try to get better, try to capitalize the moments we get. And these players, they work their tails off. We got great guys. We got the right fit, right? And now it's just time to continue to take those positive steps to where we're going.
All right, thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win.
There you go.
All the right answers. Baited question.
Sounds like he was losing his voice, too, by the way.
To proclaim FSU's now king of the ACC. Didn't take the bait. Well done, Coach. That's for you.
Yeah.
Gator.
Causing trouble. You gotta love it. Chris, I didn't know
we'll be in Gainesville in November. We'll see you then.
I didn't know he was a Gator fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, come
Alma
on.
mater, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
So we'll probably go together. We'll probably go enjoy that crisp November day, late November up in Gainesville. Hopefully it won't smell as much.
Imagine if you could get me credentialed up there. What we could do? We could do
post-game show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See what we can do.
All right.
Big win for FSU. They get a week off, heal up a little bit, and then they'll get Virginia Tech, and then they got Miami. They got Duke. They'll get North Carolina in the ACC championship game, hopefully.
Drake May,
and then they'll have a resume to, I think, with one loss and that resume, I think it gets you in.
I think it
this
does
year.
too. I think it does too. And on that schedule, what scares
I think I got a little bit of cushion.
What scares you the most? Is it Duke?
Well, Miami's in Tallahassee. That's going to be old. That's going to be a great one, man. I got a FSU or Lightning game that night. I'm supposed to work, but I might have to. I usually get one night off a year.
Yeah.
Like me and my son.
Who's your fill-in that night?
I don't know. Probably Casey Hudson.
Casey Hudson. There you go. The great Casey Hudson. Yeah.
So I might have to take that night off and be in. If that's a night game.
Yeah.
Late October.
Oh.
Miami, FSU.
Oh.
You live for it. You live for it.
I need to go to Tallahassee.
And since we beat them 45-3 last year,
yeah.
I'm not too concerned. They're much better this year. I get it, but bring it on. Bring it on, Canes.
Love it.
So, great win for FSU. All right, now let's move on to Colorado and Deion Sanders. So you heard the Dan Lanning pregame. If you missed it, it's all over Twitter. I retweeted it. He's like, hey, they're all about clicks. We're about wins. People have lost their minds over that, right?
By the way, what is wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
If you've ever been in a leadership position trying to give a motivational speech, you got to use everything they give you.
All right.
They're giving you a lot. And look, Deion's not out there for clicks. It's not what he's out there. He's just trying to promote his program. I get that. All right. And, so I'm not hating on Deion. I'm not one of the Deion haters. Not one of those guys. And he gets a lot of media attention that you all hate. It ain't him. He's not calling ESPN and say, come bring game day here. They're bringing game day here. They understand what it's all about. So it is what it is. And it's part of – you got to promote your program to get recruits. Bring in The Rock. I mean, if you don't like it, you're a hater. But, we all knew this day was coming. If you didn't know this day was – Deion knew this day was coming. He knows he's not good enough yet. So he got his ass handed to him by Oregon. They were really, really good. Colorado's got a ways to go. They got a great offense. They got a great quarterback. They got a lot of good stuff. They'll get to a bowl game this year. They get their ass handed to them by USC next week, and that's okay. This is his first year.
Mm-hmm.
USC's been doing it a while. Lincoln Riley's been there, his second year?
Yeah.
Right? Give Deion another year. He'll have more horses. But he won't always have an NFL quarterback in Shedeur Sanders, so I will caution you that. They're not that easy to find. You think you might have one. You don't always have one, Deion. So you got a good one in your son. You won't always have a kid like that. So we'll see. But this was Deion's post-game press conference. I didn't detect a lot of humility.
No.
Here we go.
Thank the Lord for allowing all this to
No hat button.
Yeah.
Somebody handing him a phone with a text
butt
message.
kicking.
He still has
No
the
excuses,
sunglasses, by the way.
nothing.
4.5 million.
Their coaches did a
sold.
heck of a job preparing their team. Obviously, we didn't. That was good. I mean, that was a really good old-fashioned butt kicking. We went into the game wanting to dominate several phases. We lost offensively, defensively, as well as special teams. That fake punt kind of got
It's
them
on
really
20,
rolling,
by the way.
and they didn't stop.
Wow.
Ever since they secured that first down. Well-coached team. Bo Nix played his butt off. Defensively, they presented some things that I guess we just couldn't get around. We couldn't advance the ball, rushing or throwing the ball as well. Seemed like they had our number. But hats off to their coaching staff, to their head coach. Great job, and they're truly prepared. How you doing, Ariel? Excellent. No, you can't wipe the slate clean. You got to watch the film and evaluate. I'll do that on the plane, but I saw a lot of it live. Just players that weren't in position, that didn't do the job that we expected. You evaluate players, you evaluate coaches, you evaluate everything when it's a game of that nature. And you had no opportunity to win, period, from the kickoff on.
That's honest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's honest.
Yeah.
You appreciate the honesty.
No, you don't need to hammer home a player. A player knows. I mean, he could fool himself and trick himself, but when he looks at the mirror, he knows what he's looking at. Something like this is I'm not going to say, people around the country would say this is what they needed to humble themselves. We wasn't arrogant or whatever. We're confident people. If our confidence offends your insecurity, that's a problem with you. It's not us. We expect to do well. We expect to play well. We expect to win every game we step out there. We expect to practice to perfection and go out there and execute the things that we practice. We just didn't do it today. But it's not something that was needed. It's just like saying you get in a car wreck or something. Oh, he needed that to slow him down. You don't need that. That's just stupid. It's just something that happened, and they got the best of us today. That's just it.
It's football.
No. It's not like we were being tricked. We knew everything was coming. Even after one of the TV timeout, we were saying, they're going to take a shot. They're going to take a shot. They took a shot, scored a touchdown. I mean, sometimes your message just don't translate. You got to really get on the same page as the youngsters is out there playing.
There's a couple money quotes here I want to get to.
Okay. No, definitely not. If we had a talent gap, we wouldn't be 3-1 right now. And it's not a talent gap. You just got your butt kicked. It just happens sometimes. That's just like a fighter.
Yeah,
you just got caught. It happens. It's not a
especially on defense
talent gap. I just think they played a really concise game. Penalties murdered us. I don't have the statistics, but I'm pretty darn sure we darn near doubled them in penalties. We are a really sound, fundamentally sound team. We don't make foolish mistakes and implement danger or harm on ourselves. Field position wise, we just kept making mistakes. That's not indicative of who we are. Travis always going to be missed. He's the best darn football player in college football. How is he not missed? It's just like saying you write an article and your pen is missing.
We don't write anymore.
That's how much he means.
Yeah.
Just go.
We'll use a pen.
Write it down.
Write it down.
I'm not going to say that. You don't always have to get your butt kicked to learn. You can win and learn. I mean, that's not something to learn. It's something to glean from. It's not just the kids. The coaches are accountable too. We are all accountable. Let's start with me. We're accountable for this. It's not just the kids. The way we played, that really surprised me. We played like hot garbage. That surprised me. I didn't expect that. I got to watch the film. I mean, sometimes sometimes the routes, sometimes the calls, sometimes the blocking. So it's a whole lot goes into that. So you really have to watch film to really dictate and understand what transpired on that specific play. It's a lot goes on in the play.
All right, there's Deion Sanders. He also said he keeps the receipts. Everybody wants to say that he says this is the worst we're going to be.
Better get us now.
They better get us now.
We're going to be better.
And there's some truth to that. Some truth to that. This is his first year. He's got a lot to learn. Dan Lanning's been doing this a long time. Defense coordinator at Georgia. He knows what championship football is all about. Deion's still learning, and he will be a quick learner. I can tell you that. And he's going to be a force in college football. He always will be. He's going to be here in Colorado 2 years, tops, I think, maybe 3. And then he'll move on to a blue blood program, which will hire him, and he'll bring in even more talent. SEC, Big 12, Big 10, somewhere, probably in the SEC in the
Florida
South.
State.
Could be Florida State. Mike Norvell wins a national championship and gets hired away. Who knows?
Sure.
That could happen. Who's the next coach in Alabama?
That's true. That's a good point. Now, we got some breaking news. According to J.C. Allen of Sports Illustrated, Carlton Davis will not play tonight. So
that's a shot.
Yep, that's a big time loss for the Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. And talking about that right now, let's go out to our professional handicapper extraordinaire of the J.P. Peterson Show, Mr. Harry the Greek. Welcome.
What's up, Harry?
J.P. Peter. I just want you guys to know I'm keeping receipts.
Well, there you go. I think everybody's
you better know what you won and lost.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. Man, what sound clips you've had today. From the OC from Tampa to Deion Sanders. Great show, guys. But Thanks. You know what? I wanted to call in. I wanted to talk to everybody who's out here fretting about, oh, my God, the Bucs are going to suffer their first loss. Listen, this is one of the best picks of the year. Do not be afraid to bet this game. Bet Tampa on the money line. Don't even bother taking the points tonight.
You're a lot more sure about this than I am, partner.
I like the
because
trends.
you're looking at it from a fan standpoint. I appreciate
That's
the
a
Bucks
shot.
because I live here. But
No,
I'm telling you from
picking
the
the
eye
Eagles,
test,
bro.
they match up very well against this Philadelphia Eagle team.
How does the Bucks offensive line match up well against the Eagles defensive line? Explain that to me.
Well, J.C. Allen made a point. He thinks they're going to go to a 12-man personnel. If they do that, it's going to be a long night for the Bucks, and I really hope he's wrong.
Yeah, I
and
do
occasionally J.C. is going to be wrong. If they run 11-man personnel where they're going to have 2 wide receivers and you run 3 wide receivers, you're not spreading them all out, because that could be detrimental too, because you're banking on blocking their front 4 with our top 5. And that could be a big problem. If you get that 6 blocker in there, you can run 2 and 3 wide receiver sets and be very successful. If you keep everybody in with 2 tight ends and a fullback, just pack it in, because Philadelphia will run all over you. And they're not going to do that. Tampa will not do that tonight. They know exactly what they have to do. They're going to run. They're going to be boring, but they're going to hit Godwin and Evans. They're going to be on an island out there. Trust me when I tell you this, JP.
Yeah.
I have so much money bet in this game. If I'm wrong, you know what? The Skyway Bridge has got my name on top of it, and I'm usually not too wrong in these kind of bets.
I like the Bucks and the 5.5. Is it 5.5? 5? Where is it right now?
It's 5.
5, yeah. I think it started at 6.5 this week, didn't it?
It was 6.5. Some books even had it at 7.
Wow.
Because they seeing the same thing that I was seeing. JP, that's a 1-possession game.
Yeah. So you're on the. So you're telling me, are you on the Bucks or the Eagles?
I'm on the Bucks.
You're on the Bucks. Okay, just to be clear, you're on the Bucks.
Bucks on the money line. Oh my God.
On the money line.
On the money line. Don't even bother taking the points tonight.
What is the Monday night?
This is how much I like this game.
What is the Monday night home dog record against the spread? Do you know that off the top of your head? It's pretty significant.
You know what, JP? I really don't. I can usually recite a lot of different things, but I got a funny feeling you're going to educate me, and I want to know what that is.
I don't know exactly. I just recall it being in the 60 percentile, high 60 percentiles, like 66, 67 percentile for home dogs on a Monday night.
Since you brought up percentiles, you remember the 88% rule when the road favorite's 2.5-point favorite?
Yeah.
Always go the other way and go to the home team for the money line?
Yeah.
Well, that happened again this weekend that we were touting, that I was talking about in the show a couple of days ago, and I forgot who it was. I already have it
USF and Rice.
That's right, USF and Rice. Rice came in as a 2.5-point favorite, and they didn't beat them by a little. USF handed it to them in the second half.
Yeah, they did.
It's the 88% rule, especially in college, man.
Speaking of USF, Byron Brown, quarterback, wins the AAC Offensive Player of the Week award. 517 yards total from scrimmage. Second only to Quentin Flowers' incredible 2018 game at UCF.
Wow.
It was, and I watched the whole game. He was fantastic throwing the football, running the football, never blinked, got hit a lot, got up, made play after play. Who's that receiver?
Naeem Simmons.
Naeem Simmons.
Your leading wide receiver in USF history with that performance, like 262 yards.
He had 5 completions of over 42 yards in the second half.
Yes.
And he was the one who told Alex Golesh at halftime, hey, let's throw the ball deep. We got one-on-one. Let's throw it deep. And to this point, those outside guys had not really impressed. They weren't making the plays down the field that they needed to make, and boy, did they ever. They got, what's his name, Atkins, the little 38 white kid who's just fantastic possession receiver. Now he's got a deep threat, and they got a nice running game with Naquan Wright, who's just trucking people.
Yep.
I was very impressed with USF this week.
Yep, you need to be. You know what? They're exciting. I think they're doing a lot of good things here in USF. But the more exciting thing is, be a fan and wait till next year, because this team could possibly even end up being a ranked team next year.
Wow. That's saying a lot. And I tell you right now, a lot of people would say, they wish that USF would have hired primetime Coach Prime, but Golesh, what he's shown so far.
Let's not get crazy.
Well, he continues to show that. I mean, that's a good building
block. They beat Rice, bro.
Well, yeah, they beat Rice, but they beat a team that had JT Daniels, who was highly recruited from USC and, of course, Georgia. You have also Luke, I'm trying to think, McCaffrey, who looked like his brother. I mean, they gave up some big plays up. Yeah. I'm not saying they haven't, and their defense still has some work to do, but it's not like Rice didn't have talent. Are they Alabama? Well, USF stuck with Alabama.
They did.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Yeah,
so
don't get
far.
too excited about that game. I remember what happened in that game. It was like a perfect storm. But that is something that they can hang their hat on. They played with them. They covered the spread. Don't forget the lightning storm and, an idiot coach and Nick Saban. Sorry for all you Saban fans out there, but that's exactly what he is when you have your best player sitting on the bench and you're trying to make a point. It just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. But give credit where credit's due. USF has played really good football the past 2 weeks, and they're just going to continue to improve as the year goes on, for the season. But man, going back to pro football, JP, I haven't been this excited about a game in such a long time. You have
I'm
no
staying
idea.
away from it. I just, one of my go-to things is the trenches, and when I see a mismatch in the trenches, I'm either going to bet that team or just not go. I don't think the Eagles have even come close to what they're able to do. Their roster, I just think, is superior to the Buccaneers. I think the Bucs, they beaten who's on their schedule, but those teams are combined 0-6. The Bears are awful, and the Bears were in it in the fourth quarter with the Buccaneers, even though the Bucs, I think, for the most part, controlled that game. I need to learn more about this Buccaneers team.
You're bringing up great points, Pete. JP, you're bringing up great points.
I need to learn more about this Buccaneers team.
That's all the reason why I'm telling you to do that, because Todd Bowles is going to have this team fired up. They are going to have them ready, especially defensively. JP, you said it like a pro. When you see a mismatch, especially with a dominating defensive line and a very porous offensive line, that plays actually into the hands of the Buccaneers, because you know what levels it out? Running the football. As long as they don't lose focus on running the football, Tampa will be in this game.
Well, they won't lose that.
As long as they don't lose focus.
If they try to run up the middle, they got to run outside. They got to zone. They got to get it outside as quick as they possibly can. Jet sweeps, toss sweeps, get the ball outside quick, get outside the numbers with these big interior tackles of Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Make them run side to side all freaking night long. Wide receiver screens. Stay out of the middle. Stay out of the middle of the field. Just get it outside. Let your athletic. Cody Mauch is not a big guy, but he's athletic. He can get out. He can move. Haynes, he's not a big guy, but he's athletic. He can get out, get some, move the offensive line, move the pocket, just get out of the middle of the field. And I think that's the way Canales is going to hopefully attack that Eagles defense.
The linebackers for Philadelphia are extremely fast, too.
Yeah, they are.
Some of the faster linebackers in the league. But when you do get the guards that are pulling, I like a side. I don't care how fast your linebacker is. When you got a linebacker and a guard usually wins that battle.
Yeah. All right, Harry, you got anything in a second game, the Rams-Bengals?
Honestly, I think the Bengals are going to go winless. But I'm staying away from that game. I'm going to stay away from that game.
He's El Paso today. El Paso.
I'm going to Texas on that, which is El Paso, as I was telling you from before. But that game is a game you want to bet in the second half. You want to see what the first half is going to do, especially with the uncertainty with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I agree.
Does he even play at this point?
Last but not least, if you have an over-under bet going in the first game with Tampa versus Philadelphia, let me repeat this. If you like Philadelphia, bet the over. If you like Tampa, you must take the under.
Yeah. But a little teaser, Bucks under. Be a nice little number.
I kind of like that. I like the teaser. I'm not a big, advocate of playing teasers and parlays, but I'm more of a straight money wager guy because it's so hard to pick one game, let alone two.
Yeah. But I like that number. All right, partner. Appreciate it, Harry. Thank you, buddy.
You guys have a great one. Go Bucks. Take care.
Yeah, that's for
all right. Sure. Absolutely. Go Bucks.
All right. Great job, Peter Blake.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for
Appreciate
watching.
You.
Come on down here to the patio tonight. We got room for you. Eagles fans, Buck fans. It's going to be a beautiful night out here. $4 White Claw seltzers, $4 White Claw vodkas. They got $1 off beer and wine until 7:30. So get your butt down here. Great place to watch the game tonight. We'll be with you on the post-game show.
Yes.
So all these places that you're watching it, you'll be able to call in, ask questions. Cannot wait for this one.
I can't either.
We're going to learn so much about the Bucs. Monday Night Football. It's going to be fun.
It will. Let's go Bucks.
Go Bucks. See you tomorrow. Bye.